Kevin's log, Ourdate 01/07/2025. It's about 7:30 in the morning and 7 degrees outside with ice and snow. So I've been kind of stuck in here. It's not a lot of snow, and I got a pretty clear. It doesn't feel like 7 degrees. Holy cow. Anyway, we got looks like the sun's gonna come out, so maybe I do need to go out and play with that. So I took Herbie out last night, yesterday afternoon about 3 o'clock, just to check the roads, and they seem to be doing, better. I mean, I actually made it down the hill and back up without ending up in the ditch on the tractor, so that's a bonus. Other people were having trouble. One guy bought chains for his vehicle, front-wheel drive vehicle, and didn't make it up the hill and broke the chains. So the dilemma has become, do I try to blade the snow off the road with the tractor, which will leave us a solid sheet of ice, or do I leave it like it is, but then it's going to pack down and still going to have an ice problem anyway. Today's being Tuesday, I don't think it gets above freezing today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be around 35, so it should start melting off. Again, do I take off the top layer of snow? And I just don't have enough experience with this kind of thing. My instinct says get the snow off the top so the ice has a chance to melt when the temperature gets above freezing. But then when it refreezes at night, which it's going to do, and plus it's supposed to snow again Friday from what I hear. I'm not 100% sure of that. I've heard that. I didn't see that when I looked it up yesterday, but it changes so much anymore. It's hard to tell. Yeah. But we've been doing good. Getting a little low on wood. I still got, probably half a day's worth of wood still sitting out there. So, my 4 days supply lasted about 4 days. So, or will last by the end of today, it'll be 4 days. So I do need to get down there and grab another couple loads. Other than that, aside from cabin fever starting to set in, we're fine. I moved an outlet in the kitchen area so that I could move the fridge. Probably do a test run on the countertop. See what I'm willing to do. I need to make sure it's extremely portable because we still need to put a backing on the wall and stuff like that because it still looks like this. And Dawn's, I think, getting tired of the pallet boards. She's wanting to know what we can do quick and just get it done. We're definitely not going to do drywall again because we don't do that. That's awful. Those people that do that got my respect because we did a horrible job and it still looks like crap, and I'm not doing it again. So we have some tile that a friend of ours gave us for the backsplash, I guess, is what we're going to use it for. That's what he did at his place. I'm probably, since I have no tile cutting, I think I do have a tile cutting blade. I really don't want to use it though, so I'm going to try to go around all of my outlets, so I don't have to do that because I'm a lazy bastard. So, um, we're also working on possibility of doing some pallet bars, as in serving bars, something like that. We're trying to work out the details on it. We did one, or I did. I had nothing to do with it actually, except I supplied the pallets, and ultimately I wasn't even the one supplying the pallets. It was I got the pallets from Todd, so they went right back to Todd. But for New Year's Eve, David whipped out a bar in about what 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. But look, it's a very passable bar. So we're gonna look at maybe committing to that a little bit more. You know, doing something a little more professional, I guess. See if that's something we could make a little money at here on the hill. People are pretty excited about it, as they should be. I think it's a great idea. I'm not sure if we'll hit that niche or not, but give it a shot. I mean, it's not like we're going to lose a whole lot. I got a cricket in here. You hear that? The little sucker's driving me nuts. But anyway. So, but it's going to take some commitment on my part. I hate to commit to anything. I think it's. We just got to figure out the specifics. That's all. Once we figure that out, everything ought to be just fine. And is it a long-term thing? It could be. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I like the idea. I like the idea of doing it out of pallets. I like everything about it except that we don't have a clientele base, obviously, and we won't until we start kicking them out. And I'm a little worried about custom because unfortunately it's been my experience that once you start getting into real custom stuff is when you can either make a lot more money or you can lose a lot more money. It really depends on how you're doing it. The way we're set up right now, we're not really set up for custom, but if we could do some get a few standard ones done and people like the product, then we can worry about that later. Unfortunately, where we are, everybody's going to want something unique. I say unfortunate. It's not unfortunate. It's just a little more complicated. This is something that can work. But I am a lazy bastard, so maybe it shouldn't be working with me. If it's productive, I would do it. Absolutely. 100%. Dude, 73.9%. I don't know. But it's got to be productive. If I get bored really fast, and I hate wasting time on something that's not going anywhere. So if it gets going quickly, I'm all in. If it gets going slowly, I'm all in. If it just sits there and does nothing and we sell one a year, of course I'm not going to be interested in that. That's silly. then it's just a hobby, not a real source of income. So I don't have time for any more hobbies. I've got enough hobbies that cost me money. But there's no reason it shouldn't work. It's just me being me. But I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested in getting started on it. We're going to have to do something about my shop because it's not a good place to be doing stuff like that. Well, this particular thing, yeah, it might work just fine. Anyway, enough mulling about that. So far, we haven't lost electricity. So far. So I haven't had to use the extra water that I brought in here. It's a good thing. I do need to desperately clear out the wood stove. I should have done that already. But on the other hand, when you have a nice bed of ash, it tends to hold in the heat longer, even though it's not as good a heat. You fall asleep, you wake up, and everything's burned out. When you don't have a bed of ash in there, the heat goes down a hell of a lot faster. So I'm kind of trying to keep a compromise. Keep a decent bed of coals in there, which lasts a lot longer under the insulation of the ash. It keeps this room warm. Even if I, go to bed and don't wake up for a while. Alright, I'm going to get off of here. I've been yakking for way too long. A lot of stuff going on in my head. We've been stuck in the house for 2 days doing absolutely very, very little. And so if I don't do a video every day, I'm, again, being lazy. Also, it's because there's nothing really super interesting going on. So, bear with me, if you will. And hopefully I'll get back on track soon enough. Bumbling Fool signing off.